All right, so you are a business owner or a business operator, which means you run a company and you have been using artificial intelligence a lot in the past 12 months. And you are starting to think, well, how can I adopt artificial intelligence in my business in a more automated way so that it does more work for me? And how do I do things such as increase my revenue, increase the outreach to my customers, sell more, optimize my backend, optimize how I produce and deliver the products and services, minimize the admin costs, and so on. If you are that kind of person, then I have good news for you. This workshop is something that will open your eyes and give you the step-by-step framework on how to get this done in your business. If you are thinking, how is that some companies are bragging about the 100% automation of their entire social media marketing? Or, for example, the companies that were able to 4x the productivity of their sales staff. Or, for example, how can some companies automate their recruitment by 80%? Well, then definitely this workshop is for you, because when you get to the same results, new horizons are going to open for you and your business. And there are a few trajectories that business operators are selecting. One of them could be that you may elect to remain at the same status of your business, but you would just save costs and enjoy more profit without scaling anything, without like chasing any new goals in terms of expansion. Or vice versa, you may say, we want to increase the revenue and we want to scale and even compete with like much larger companies in the space. And it is really possible with the help of artificial intelligence. Or, for example, you care about the innovation and breaking through into the blue ocean with the new business models, because what AI will do to your business will free the human capital and the time of your employees, of your team members. So they will have more time for the innovative things that may, build the basis for the new growth and, strategic achievements for your company. All right, so this workshop is something that we have been working on for the entire year. We've delivered it to between 500 and 800 people through the online classes, through multi-day in real life workshops. We did it with the companies throughout multiple weeks of the engagement, where we trained hundreds of employees because it is definitely extremely important to build the proper culture in the company. AI is just so holistic and so multifaceted that it is necessary. But so I'm getting to the point that this workshop is constructed in a way that we wanted it to be the only resource online that you needed if you want to take your business to the full AI automation this year. It is structured such that it consists of few parts, and you can start watching it and keep returning to it and then continue progress to other parts. And as you're implementing things laid out in this workshop, you are very welcome to get back to it, rewatch the parts that are of the most interest and that you'll require more focus and detail. And, if you'll have any questions left, me and my team, we are happy to assist you. I'm Ian Arden. I'm a technologist, venture builder, investor, and AI consultant to companies, businesses, and founders. I've been wearing multiple hats throughout my career, but some of the core hats worth highlighting are, first of all, that I could be named an AI pioneer in a way. I first touched artificial intelligence in 2007. I've been a startup mentor. The companies that I've built, my venture building studios and consultancy shops, have accelerated more than 500 companies. I'm an investor. We've invested in over 50 tech companies with really good results of the investments. I've been a tech innovator. Every time when there is something interesting and hard from the technical perspective, I will roll up my sleeves and I will help the teams around me, because I just am obsessed about the technology so much. And I was so lucky to have worked with companies globally and having done business in Silicon Valley, New York, Toronto, the UK, Lisbon, Portugal, Australia, Middle East, and other locations. It's just good to have this global outlook. And because I'll explain it later, we have an investment brand that is very well connected to Silicon Valley, which is the core of innovation, really. Like everything new is predominantly happening or gets drawn into the Silicon Valley. And so our ability to connect to our other investors and screen through the deal flow and get to understand what is really being built in there that is not accessible to the public yet, but it shapes the form of the technology in the future. It gives us this unique opportunity to bring in these approaches to the businesses we work with and get to understand how they can get ready to adopt these technologies that are being built in Silicon Valley and really be the first ones to import this tech into the companies we work with, into the lives of the business founders and business operators that we are so honored to collaborate with. Briefly about my path. I started as a software developer with one of the toughest languages out there, C++. I was then lucky to venture into the real estate development because that's when I got to realize how businesses work. I both did the marketing researches, created the concept designs for the real estates, such as hotels and shopping malls. I was creating the P&Ls, the economic models, the entire financial modeling for the real estate development object. So that's where I started wearing two hats. One is the business. That's when I learned to bridge the business and the technology because they speak in a little bit different language, but technology wants to assist the business to get to the next level. And for that, business has to know how to talk to the technology in a way that the tech will get it and would be able to deliver what is important for the business. Similarly, sometimes technology is living in the vacuum. It is so healthy to deliver the business goals and like set the entire vector for the tech so it delivers practical results with the minimum investments of time, money, and effort. Then first touched AI in 2007. I was one of the two developers who built the technology to be later sold to Dell Computers for $130 million. I think what's interesting about it is that there were multiple previous teams that like tried it and pulled the plug on it, but we never cared about like how hard it was. We were just sitting there for weeks and weeks staring at the hexadecimal screens, trying to figure out the patterns in the raw data. And weeks later, we started to get into something, and it was not perfect, but these were the first successes that everybody craved, and then it turned into a huge success eventually. So why I'm really focusing on it is because this is what is going to happen in many of the businesses who try to implement artificial intelligence, meaning that your first trials will probably be not as successful. Some of them may be the total failures. You will get into the broken deadlines, maybe the disappointments and so on. There will be like bad emotions about how things are not working out the way you initially anticipated. But I'll tell you this, once you get over the failures and all the negativity that is related to that and keep trying, you will start getting the first mediocre results that over time will grow into something really successful if you persevere. Now later, from 2018 and on, I started a company called Let's Grow that has accelerated multiple companies in the Web 2 world. So we worked as a technology accelerator, helping the business founders to build the technology. That's really in the DNA of everything that I've been doing. Then my first page in the entire story with artificial intelligence happened in 2016-17. We started working with IBM Watson, which you can think of as a predecessor to OpenAI back then. We helped an array of companies. All of them altogether raised more than $65 million in funding. On the back of everything that we did, Upwork has renowned us as a top agency in the AI-related category. And back in 2016-17, I was sitting with my friends, and I've been telling many people, like, look, there will be times in the future where you'll grab your phone and you'll just put in the description of what you want to generate, and just with a click of one button, you'll get the entire video according to your description. And people were just not getting it in 2017. And same things is happening today. Like, we see the surface of the AI as it is seen by the public, but there are so many things that are in development or suppressed or have to like go out later. Or if we just think and extrapolate what is going to happen, like we can imagine what world we are going to live in say 2030, and it's going to be so much different from now. And this poses both the opportunities for those who want to capture them, and it is scary for people who decide not to adopt the technology, because the adoption is inevitable, the change is inevitable. It is similar to how the combustion engines have been invented It's similar. It reminds me the transition from like the carriages to the internal combustion engine driven automobiles in the end of the 19th century and the beginning of the 20th century. Well, not many carriage businesses really transitioned into the automotive, and even those who did, like they kind of failed a few decades later. So it does require like the revision of everything that you thought about business and how you do business in your industry in order to stay afloat. And this is particularly relevant in the more long run. Say if we take the 5 years span, I used to work with blockchain in since 2017 and on. We helped more than 500 companies, accelerating them, helping them launch their blockchain solutions, concepts, token economics, and so on. We started Memple Ventures and an investment brand in 2020. We did really good on the investments. We deployed into more than 50 companies. The key to our success was really in the fact that we were hands-on with our investments. We helped the founders wherever we could. We got to understand what they live and breathe. And on the back of that brand, we also started a brand called Memple Reload, which is the series of the events for the high net worth individuals, where we gather family offices, venture capital firms, and select founders in different locations all over the world. We happen to have a few events on almost private island of Nurai here in Abu Dhabi, an event in Dubai, and then a plethora of lunches with the VCs and founders in Silicon Valley, in Phoenix, Arizona, as well as Dubai. We then started ADAIA as an AI consulting and venture building firm, particularly and solely focused on the artificial intelligence as an enabler. Yeah, and people ask like what ADAIA means, and so because they love the name a lot, but they want to understand the history behind it. So it's simple. Like I like things that sound like names, and I like things that like are unique in its nature. But when you think about like adding AI to your business, you would think, oh, I want to add AI, so I will have to talk to ADAIA. Like that was the entire idea behind the name itself. And you can see the AI is there. It's highlighted in the logo of the company, which means this company is solely and fully dedicated to the artificial intelligence as the enabler. And then recently we've started the Guild, which is the community for the business owners, operators who want to master AI and artificial intelligence based automation for their businesses. But more than the knowledge, they need and they value the framework for the actual adoption of it. So that's what is like the key point and the differentiator of this community is the knowledge is just the basis of it, but we have the structure, the roadmap, and the framework for business operators to get to adopt AI step by step through the workshops that are dedicated to every particular topic. Like we have workshops on AI in marketing, AI in sales, AI in operations. And then after the workshops, they are able to take the marathons, which is a 4 to 8 weeks structured program to get all the things that we teach adopted for their business. It's more like the coaching and the mentorship, where it's not about like to get people to learn things, but it's about to make sure that they have actually implemented it, because the devil is in details. And it's just as simple as, hey, where are you right now? Have you done what we discussed last week? What hardships did you have? And with these hardships, like how can we help you? So let's find time, let's sit together, let's have other community members who succeeded in it help you. And that's how you get to the actual implementation. An important part of ADAIA is that it is affiliated with Memple Ventures, and so it has access to the technology out of Silicon Valley that we, prominent epicenter of everything that is cooking that is probably like not available to the public yet, but will form the shape of the technology in the future. So we are able to get the companies prepared for what's coming. For example, we see things like brainwave reading devices that can predict your behavior, or even like with the help of it, like you can operate the devices by just thinking without expressing anything. And so what it means is that it's going to turn the entire advertising industry topsy-turvy, because what's coming in the future are these small devices embedded in your smart glasses, for example, that will be able to like read what you're wishing for right now, and they will just show you the respective ads on your social media accounts, just as an example. There are many other examples of like interesting technologies out there that companies should be ready for because they are going to come out. So our knowledge comes from the work that so proud to be part of big achievements. 130 million exit to aperture of a technology that I was an early contributor to. $65 million in total funding into the AI companies that we accelerated technologically since 2016. Our status of the top agency on Upwork in the AI-related category, and our ability to recently automate 80 to 100% of the business processes in the companies that we work with. And what that really means, 80% automation or reduction in time and cost means that something that took 1 month before is now taking 1 week of time. 100% automation means something that humans had to do and spend time on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis is now being done by the AI orchestrated workflow, and it requires zero time, no time at all. Can you believe it? And so that's something that we teach in this workshop, and why we are not greedy about this information and we are sharing it so openly is because we want to get to master it, because this is going to be the new norm of the business. And then I'm pretty sure you will have questions for in terms of the details of it. You will decide to do the trainings in your company, or will need help with the implementation. And that's where we happy to help you and make good successes together.